Hello and welcome to episode 4 of the Pokke Village Hunters. I'm Adele,
I am Rin.
and today we will be covering Freedom Unite villages, or rather, second generation Monster Hunter villages,
Correct.
and characters within them,
Yes.
along with covering some news.
Yes. Which covers Pokke Village from Freedom Unite and Freedom 2, Jumbo Village and Dondruma City from Monster Hunter 2.
Good places.
Oh,
Good
yes.
memories.
But first,
Yes.
some news.
So, I guess we've all been really busy with other stuff. E3 just happened.
Mr. Adele getting sucked into Animal Crossing.
Can't help it. I just want to buy everything. I feel bad.
Speaking of E3 coverage, you can listen to the Pocket Player's latest episode,
Yes.
which we covered E3 and various other things.
Which I decided to apparently skip out on.
Because you're a buster.
That is true. Okay, so news. Monster Hunter 4 beta has I'm sorry, 4. Yeah, 4 beta, no. Monster Hunter Online beta started this month.
Mm-hmm. And apparently a couple... it's been kind of scattered, the information that I've been getting. Apparently the beaver monster, whatever his name is getting a subspecies, which is probably poison because the icon was purple. But, I saw a video on YouTube, which if I can find it, I will give you a link and you can put it in the doobly-doo.
Okay.
Of someone showing off some of the new moves for the weapons.
Ah, that sounds cool.
Yes.
Hopefully that translates over into other games.
Maybe.
That'd be nice. So, that's begun, and
Hopefully
is there a link like that they show where all the new icons are, or?
Well, I gave you that link to the forum thread, but apparently it's not a very safe site where they have it uploaded, so I would not recommend.
Oh, well, I'll see what I can do with that.
Yeah, but and
All
also Monster Hunter 4, there was a new trailer released, as well as a commercial, a Japanese commercial.
Yes.
It has gone on to, you can get the pre-orders for it off of like Play Asia and stuff like that. If you plan on playing the Japanese version, you can go ahead and pre-order that a while. As for the new trailers, a couple new monsters and a lot of old ones confirmed for returning. There was Iapre and Iodrome, and Remobras, oh god, Basarios and Gravios. Both showed up, both of which were showing off some of their moves they got in Frontier, which was rather interesting.
Yes.
Gravios, I think it was Gravios, was shown rolling over. How he does that, or is that Basarios that does it? I don't remember. One of them.
Like the same thing.
Pretty much. Lagombi returns to show they are not completely forgetting all the third-gen monsters.
Yeah, so they brought back
Yeah, well, I'm sure there's going to be other ones too. But
Lagombi.
Kushaladara got an appearance at the end, so he's coming back, and Teostra was confirmed in the commercial, so I think it's safe to say that Lunastra and Chameleos are probably going to be coming back too.
Chameleos might be cool.
Yes.
I can't complain about that too much.
Yeah, well, if they got Teostra and they've got Kushala, and they're like a trio, there's no way they're not bringing back Chameleos too.
Right.
But also some new monsters. There was the Mantis thing, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
He is pretty cool, and apparently he has some kind of like symbiotic relationship with the other new monster, which was like a scorpion.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it showed him, it like grabbed the mantis with like its claw and like stuck it on its back, and then it was like the mantis's eyes kind of like lit up, like it was like being controlled or something.
Oh, dude. No, see, it's like a Power Ranger thing. They hook up.
But yes, there was that, and there, what else was the new ones? My brain is failing me. But yeah. Apparently they're borrowing a lot of Frontier stuff from Monster Hunter 4.
Which is good, because Frontier did bring a lot of new things to the table.
Oh yes, and well, assuming it comes to the West, we've all been clamoring for, Frontier-esque monsters in the games we get over here, so...
Yes.
But we've already seen the Raviente clone, in one of the trailers, and the monkey thing, he's based off of the spider monkey monster from Frontier.
I'm still excited for the frog.
Yeah, which one? The shark frog, the gibble, or the?
No, the other one, the one with like the huge jaws that opened
Oh
up.
yes, him. Oh, the gibble was one of the new monsters. I call it a gibble because it looks like Gibble from Pokemon.
Looks exactly like
Seriously,
Gibble.
but it's hysterical. But yeah. So yeah, and what was I saying? Oh yeah, the spider monkey, and they've got this scorpion monster is clearly based off of Akura Vajimu and Akura Jebia from Frontier. Who knows? Maybe we'll see some of the wolf monsters too, and all the other ones. That would be
Oh
cool.
boy, she's getting hyped. Oh boy. All right, so small news out of the way, I suppose. I guess we'll move on to our main topic.
Yes, we will.
All right, so where should we start?
Let's start with Pokke Village, our namesake.
Yes, such a great place. I still that snow.
It is a beautiful setting. I love it, and I love the village theme. There aren't very many village themes that I don't like, but I definitely like Pokke Village's theme.
Is there well, name one you didn't like?
Exactly, that's what I meant.
Oh, I thought there was. I was like, oh, is there really?
No, not really. Monster Hunter always has good music, so.
Fair enough.
But I really love Pokke Village's theme because it features a clarinet playing the main melody, and I play clarinet, so.
You do?
Yes. Or at least I
Really?
used to. I don't do it very, very much anymore. Not the least reason
oh.
being that my clarinet currently needs repaired. But,
What'd you do?
the pads fell off. One of the pads fell off.
I have no idea what that means.
I'll explain this some other time.
Okay.
Anyway, Pokke Village, you want to start us off, Mr. Adele?
Sure. So Pokke Village is a mining village located in the Furahaya mountain range.
I say Furahia. I don't know. I'm not really sure how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Well, we should go
Let's
consult.
go consult Reno. Yeah.
Yes, Reno, please tell us.
I think it's Furahia. But, continue.
Well, maybe for you. The Snowy Mountain area, Monster Hunter 2, Freedom 2, and Freedom Unite.
Yes, the area that you can hunt in the Snowy Mountains, as it's called in the games, is actually the Furahia mountain range.
It is famous for its hot spring and the giant chunk of macrolite ore at the entrance to the village. Which... Well, it's just an interesting place for them to put that. It's like, here,
Well, I
this
think
is
it was
this.
there to begin with, and they're kind of like, oh, that's kind of neat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's just build around this
Exactly.
giant chunk. Alright. So, it was founded by the chief, which is a old lady.
Old Wyverian woman.
Yes, and her brother Treshy. While in a search to discover an ancient treasure left by one of their ancestors in the region. And is it ever said what the... Is the treasure the sword?
The treasure's
or,
the
like-
sword.
Okay.
It's the sword
which
in
we-
the cave, the mysteriously regrowing sword. Explain that one to
Ooh.
me.
See, it's made of ancient Wyverian junk. So, but wait,
What?
the village, one of the old Wyverian elders left it there, didn't he? Wasn't that his sword?
Yes. Well, it was a Wyverian. A giant Wyverian. That's all we know. Really.
Oh, and he's the only one we have. And well, that Wyverian elder's the only one we have, right? What is his name?
Are you talking about Dondruma's Great Elder?
Yes.
Well, he's the only one seen the games. I'm not sure if he was the one that planted the sword, though.
I mean, he's our only
But-
giant one.
Well, he's the only one that we've seen. We don't know if he's the only one.
True.
But speaking of Dondruma's Great Elder, he is actually related to the Pokke Village chief.
Yes.
But I'm not sure. I can't believe that he would be the one that left the sword there, because why would they be searching for it if they could have just asked him where he left the stupid thing? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe he's coy like that.
Or maybe he's forgetful.
I mean, when you live for that long.
Maybe. But anyway, let's start on with the characters here. We've got the Pokke Village chief, who is the sister of Treshy, the treasure hunter. I'm going to assume that she is the older sister to Treshy, because she's not quite as spry as Treshy is. She seems a little bit older than him, so maybe. Not really confirmed, but maybe. She's related to, as I said, the Great Elder of Dondruma, who we'll talk a little bit about later. And there's not a whole lot to say about her other than the fact that she founded the village. She's very laid back, and she's kind of grandmotherly, and we just want to give her a hug.
She's chill.
She's very chill, yes.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
So, as we said, she's related to Treshy. His official title is the Uvarian Treasure Hunter. Something like that. He is 350 years old, one of the few people that we actually know the age of. He used to be a hunter, but I guess he liked treasure hunting a bit more. So he took a break from it, and he helped his sister search for the family treasure and build the Pokke village. But then he went back to treasure hunting.
Yep, and now he hands out all the treasure hunting quests in Freedom Unite, and Freedom 2.
Yes. And unlike his older sister, he gets around pretty quickly.
Yeah, he does. He's quite spry.
Yes.
There's actually an entire info magazine. You know, have the info magazines in the villages that you can read.
Yes.
You know, there's actually a whole little episode, I guess you want to call it, devoted to him.
Oh.
That you can read about in Freedom Unite. And I'm going to assume Freedom 2, but I'm not sure.
I'll have to go back and read those.
Anyway, moving on, there is Trenya, who is Treshy's first and most famous disciple. He is a feline, and he was introduced in Freedom Unite. He was also in the Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker.
Yes, he
for
was.
the crossover. He roams the land searching for a sponsor to fund his treasure hunts. But he gives all the treasure that he finds to his sponsor, because he's in it only for the fun of it. Quite generous.
Yes.
And
Snake couldn't refuse that.
I love that. I love Trenya. He's so cute.
You just love all the felines.
All the felines are cute, but and he has an Australian accent.
Biased.
What the heck?
He has what?
He has an Australian accent. Well, so does Treshy, actually.
Well, what's the problem?
It's so random.
Maybe Bavarians are from Australia.
Oh, God.
It all makes sense.
Speaking of felines, however.
Yes, now we have our next one. How have you always... Cause
I've always said
Nekot.
Nekot. But I guess Nekot would work too, because it's like coat, because she wears a coat.
And there's an O in Neko.
Well, yeah.
The pronunciation is Nico. Thank you. Nekot.
She is...
Nekot.
Yes. Continue. I'll let you take this one.
She's a female feline. Which is... There's not really... I don't know. Outside of, I guess, side characters, you know, like the sidekicks to characters, like the Argosy captain and such, we don't really know the gender of felines.
Yeah, not really.
They're cats.
Yeah, I think, I could be wrong, but I think Nekot is the only one that is specifically identified as female. I'm not even sure if she was identified as female in the game. I know that the first time I saw that she was female was in one of the art books. That it was mentioned that she was a she.
Oh, I see.
But it could be in the games and I just missed it. But
maybe. But anyway, so she's a very interesting job. She's a secret agent for the guild, and she offers high rank offline quests in Freedom Unite. So she scours the land for exceptional hunters in order to give them quests in the guild that are either too dangerous for, you know, baddies, or average hunters to handle, or maybe they're a little on the shady side.
Yeah, if you read some of the quest details of, you know, where the quests are coming from, some of them are kinda shady.
Yeah, as long as it I don't know, does it hold a candle to the what is it, Lady and the King one?
Which
from Try, the Raytheon quest?
I forget this one.
Where it's the one where the king wants you to capture the Raytheon for him.
Okay.
And it's from the butler, and it's very weird how it's worded, because Sounds like he has less than honorable things.
Oh, jeez. So yeah, a lot of some of the
designed.
quests are like that. It pays to read the quest text sometimes because some of them are really
Yes.
funny.
Yes, there are some really good ones. I think the Ludroth ones were always good too. It's like, oh, we just couldn't do it. They just ate all our bait, and it's like, really?
Yup. And also, sometimes some of the quests are from specific characters, not just, random noblemen or whatever, but occasionally, like, in Tri-Ultimate, there are quests from people in Yukumo, and I think there's actually one from the Yukumo chief.
Yes, there is.
In Freedom Unite, there is a quest from the Jumbo Village chief. Even though he's not named as such, it's pretty clear that that's who it is. He gives you a quest to go hunt Teostra. And
Makes
there's
sense.
also a quest from the shipwright to hunt Plesiath. But we'll talk more about them in a little bit. As for Nekot, whatever.
The final thing about her is she's extremely well spoken.
Yes, she talks very, very much like a human. And
She doesn't.
the reason...
She doesn't say nya after
No,
everything
she doesn't
a
say
lot.
nya, she doesn't purr, she doesn't, say meow
She
all the
doesn't
time.
purr. She's the worst cat.
Well, the reason for that is because felines are generally looked down on in
Yes.
Monster Hunter. And she's afraid that if she talks like that, people will think less of her and it will reflect badly on the guild. And she's so afraid of that she forces herself to talk more like a human, which is kind of sad. And at one point, when you unlock the Acantor quest, when she goes to give you that quest, she gets so flustered by the fact that this Acantor is coming. Oh my god, we gotta that she starts talking like a feline. and then she catches herself. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." But I was like,
See,
"Aw."
it's fun though. That's what makes it fun, though.
Yes.
But yeah, poor felines. We covered that in I think the second episode.
Yes, talking about the races.
Yeah, that's a shame. They're cats. Why look down on them?
I know, they're so cute. It's like she says that after you kill the Acantor, she then explains why she, talks the way she talks and stuff like that, and that she was so flustered that she slipped up. And I was like, "Oh, you can meow in front of me."
Poor
It's
Nekot.
okay. But yeah. But that's about it for
Okay.
Pokke Village as far as major characters go.
It's a nice village where a Tigrex terrorizes the
Yeah,
countryside.
Tigrex and Blangolgos.
It's Tigrex.
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 No.
Yes.
Moving
Come on
on.
now. One thing. Are they ever going to bring back Black Tigrex?
I'm sure they will probably.
They need to.
He was crazy.
I enjoyed those fights. Simply because of the stupid crap that would happen. Because it's like, oh man, we're kicking its butt. Oh no, here comes the roar. Oh. And high grade earplugs don't even save you from that roar because it damages
Yep.
you. Ugh, he was such a good fight. I miss it. I
Anyway,
miss that.
moving on.
Okay, yes.
Dondruma
Yes.
City. It was the online city from Monster Hunter 2, kind of like the Lock-Lack. You can also, however, go to it in Freedom Unite and Freedom 2. It is listed as the town area. You fight several Elder Dragons there. I think there's a Teostra and Kushaladara. You can actually fight a rusted Kushaladara in Dondruma. And some other ones I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, just keep that in mind if you're playing Freedom Unite and you've never, read anything about Monster Hunter 2. When you're going to that town area, it's not just any random old stupid town. It's it's Dondruma City. It's the online town from one of the previous games, which is kind of freaking cool.
Yes, I'm glad they did put it in there because
Yes.
it's like you can't go back to 2.
Right.
So here it is.
Exactly. And some of us, we couldn't go to 2 in the first place because it was never released outside of Japan.
I'm gonna miss Lock-Lack.
I know, me too. But anyway, Dondruma is a large city. It's located towards the middle of the old continent. Old continent being, the map that we showed in one of the previous episodes, which you can show again if you want to.
Will do.
But it's like smack in the middle. It's just west of the Himarun Mountains. It's a very dangerous area. There's a lot of large monsters, elder dragons that, their path of migration goes through that area. So it's under constant threat from these monsters.
One thing. The Elder Dragons are the dragons that survived the Dragon Wars, right?
I think. I think. But yes.
It's just weird they have a... It's weird that they have a migratory, path.
Well, we know Kushala likes to travel around a lot. Because sometimes he's in the jungles stirring up hurricanes, and other times he's in the snowy mountains where apparently is where he goes to shed his skin.
Ugh.
But as you can see from his ecology video, which is really cool looking. But yeah, so they get around a lot. But
Fair enough.
I'm going to assume that there's a pass in the Himmerun Mountains that's like right there where Dondruma City is, which is probably why they built the city there in the first place, because, hey, business, people traveling.
Yes.
But that's where the monsters travel too. So,
perfect.
So they're under constant threat from the monsters. However, the people and the guild have so much invested in this area that they're not going to pack up and move. So they're just constantly rebuilding, and there's actually a whole cinematic from Monster Hunter 2. I think it's from the Shengao Ren event when he attacks. There's one episode that shows the city under attack. People are like terrified, and they're sending the alarm, blowing the horns to alarm people, and it shows the guild. I think they're the guild knights charging along with their lances to go after them.
Oh God! Yeah. So I just looked up the Kushala ecology, and it's just like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome looking, isn't it?
Wow. Okay, yeah, I will definitely be putting that in.
Yeah, and I will find you the Dondruma cinematic, because they're really hard to get a hold of. But you can put those in too. But the second one shows the aftermath. The city is, there's just stuff broken everywhere, and there's people lying injured in the streets. And it shows them kind of like, rebuilding. And it's right. Pretty cool. But they're very... what's the word? Resilient. Very resilient group of people. Anyway.
Sure, why not?
It is also the location of the Elder Dragon Observation Center, which is actually shown a little bit in the opening cinematic to Monster Hunter 2. It has the old guy peering over the map. They're tracking Kushala. But that's what that is, the Elder Dragon Observation Center. Good place to have it. Where all the dragons pass through the mountains, right there.
What better place?
Yep. So anyway, moving on to some of the characters. That's your cue.
I was looking over stuff. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So let's see. I guess we'll start with the Great Elder. All right, since we were talking about the Great Elder, is the chief.
Well, I'm not.
Of Dondruma.
Well, yeah, I guess he is considered the chief of Dondruma, but
I mean, there's no other chiefs there. I don't know. I suppose he leads Dondruma as a symbol more than anything.
Yeah.
Since, he is an extremely large wyverian. He is huge.
Yeah, he is extremely large. He might come up to his ankle, I think.
I think we posted from the art books in previous video.
Yep.
That there's I'll find it again, but the comparison is just ridiculous how tiny you come up to.
Yep, and yeah, he's crazy big.
Yeah, so he is also related to Trashy and Pokke, the Pokke chief.
Right. I'm not sure how he is related to them, but there
were variants. I'm sure there's some kind of weird
But
thing.
I mean, is he like their great uncle? Is he their granddad or father? Or, I don't know.
Who knows? But and according to the notes that Ren has given me, the Japanese wiki has hinted that the large wyverians only come about once every 1,000 years. So
yeah, it was.
This dude is old.
I do not speak Japanese, and the translation was very sketchy. But from what I could understand, it said that wyverians only come about once every 1,000 years, and I'm not sure if this was just the bad translation or not, but it said that they are not born. I don't know if that means they are not born large or if they are not born at all. If they just come about some other means. Which is very strange, but yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. They hatch from an egg or something? I don't freaking know. But
well, they'd still be born.
I suppose. I don't know. It could have been a bad translation. I'm not sure, but Strange stuff going on there.
Yes, quite. And then you have the other person, the only other main character really, the
That
diva.
that I know of, because of course, I don't think either one of us has played. At least, well, I have played Monster Hunter 2, but I have not obviously been able to go to Dondruma. So,
No.
but continue.
So Diva, she is a darker skinned Bavarian woman, very scantily clad.
Well, yeah, her dress is see through, kind of.
Yes, it is. She sings several variations of the Song of Soul song. Song of Soul song on stage.
Yep, I think the way it worked was you could get like sheet music. If you gave her a sheet music, she would sing a different variation of the Song of Soul, and you can actually find all of those variations. I think there's 3 of them in the Monster Hunter 2 soundtracks.
They're also
It's called Song of Jumbo is the first one, and Melody of Dondruma is the name of the second.
I think that those are also done in the live performances, the
Yes.
orchestrated ones.
Yes.
They are really pretty.
Yes, and she, the person who does the voice acting for the diva, her name is Ikuko, otherwise known as Ikuko Noguchi. But she performed them on stage live, dressed as the diva with slightly less revealing dress. But
okay, I was gonna say, like,
her
oh
dress was
my.
not see-through, but it was very clearly inspired by, because it was very long and very flowing and
very white.
But yes.
But okay, so the diva, she also sings the same song in the Soul of the World in Freedom Unite, and sings Eternal Words in Ode to Life in 3U.
Yeah, there are 2 cinematics you can unlock in Freedom Unite's Soul of the World, and in Tri-Ultimate it's Ode to Life. And it shows...
This is really cool.
Yes.
I'm really glad they brought her back for that.
And the same lady also sang the songs Lunar Abyss, Moonquake, and Eternal Words for Monster Hunter 3 and 3 Ultimate.
Moonquake.
I love Moonquake.
Really is like the best song.
I know.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like anyone better. No.
Yeah, I mean, I love White Fatalist's theme, but Moonquake is just awesome.
Yeah, it really adds to that fight. Okay, anyway. And
the last and certainly not least location is Jumbo Village,
our favorite.
My favorite location.
Well, your favorite.
Yes.
Yukuma will always be my favorite.
Yukuma is very nice. I will not argue that at all.
Yes.
But
Jumbo's nice too, but so I'll let you have Jumbo since you love it so much.
Jumbo Village is located in the Telos Jungle. Located
the Jungo.
In the Telos Jungle, otherwise known as the Jungle Area from Monster Hunter 2, Freedom 2, and Freedom Unite. Is on the western coast of the sort of sea that's there. The continent's kind of shaped like a crescent, and in the middle is like the sea, and Jumbo Village is on the coast of that sea. Monster Hunter 2 begins with the village under major construction. When you first walk in, it's kind of one of the big parts of Monster Hunter 2 is you're building up this village, helping to build them up. I don't think it was being built during that cinematic. I think it was there ahead of time because there's a cave housing the story of the hero of Jumbo, so obviously it had to have been there before. Otherwise, you can't have the hero of Jumbo if there's no Jumbo. But it was in pretty bad shape before the start of the second game. The guild decided it would be a great place for a port and trade village, but it was in such a horrible state of disrepair, and of course Kushala Daora comes to the jungle rather frequently, that nobody wanted to take on the task of helping to build up this town until the Jumbo Chief volunteered.
He is just insane.
I love that guy, but we'll save him for last. Save the best for last.
Okay. So, alright, and then we have our delightful characters that live there. You have the guild girl, Patty, who, according to this, she seems younger than the other guild girls.
I think so. What do you think?
Like, how old would you say she is?
Well, I think she's in her teens. Yeah.
Because I was going to aim more for 14 or 15,
Yeah,
honestly.
I think so. The guild girls, they're all pretty young, but I don't think they're quite that young. I think most of them are like maybe 18, 17, 18, something like that. But
So she tends the bar, and she also assists the chief with the secretarial work on top of handling guests.
quests.
You know,
You said
I say guests. She handles the guests too. Wink, wink. Lewd.
Oh God.
Anyway, the chief says she's great at everything she does except cooking. Don't eat her cooking, which is very that's verbatim.
Well, there is a message board in the middle of Jumbo Village, like by the big kind of I guess it's a bonfire like area, kind of in the center of town, and it was one of the few things that was translated in the English patch for Monster Hunter 2. So that's where it says that the chief says that she has absolutely terrible cooking.
Poor Patty. She's just not experienced yet. Give her time.
She's great at everything she does, but don't eat her cooking.
So the next one I'm gonna grab because this has always interested me. Because in a previous episode we said that the blacksmiths in the villages are Wyverians.
Almost
because they know
always
the
Wyverian.
Wyverian.
Yep. With the
Because
exception of
they
Beasties.
Yes, I'm getting there. They're Wyverians because the art of crafting the bones and the stuff from monsters into weapons takes so long to learn. Most humans don't live that long. But for some reason, the blacksmith in Jumbo is a human. So it's a small old human woman, and she's married to the legendary blacksmith, who's also human. So that's just that blows my mind right there.
Yes, their whole little family there is just kind of a blacksmithing family.
Which is, again, though, it's very interesting that
well, to
an
be
art
fair,
that is reserved for people that live a long time can be passed on to humans.
yeah. Well, to be fair, she is also quite old, and so is her husband. So they probably spent their entire lives working at this. But yeah, they're geniuses.
Yeah, that's that's a given. But they are the only known human blacksmiths in the entire
as
world.
of now, at any rate, I don't know what race the blacksmiths in Monster Hunter 4 are going to belong to, but
I'm sure they'll be Wyverian.
we shall see. I don't know. I've seen some
cool
concept art, and I can't tell what exactly they are.
Oh, you have to show me this. All right. So according to the Jumbo Chief, she's a genius. But he also warns to not make her angry if she has a big hammer.
Yep. It's interesting to note that the Jumbo Village blacksmith, the little lady, is old Wyverian size. She's very short.
Yes.
Which means that she's in perfect position to kneecap you if you take her off.
Oh, Jesus. She can discern the quality of metal by touch, which is one reason why she always wears her Raytheon hide glove. And her husband has a similar Rathalos hide glove and an apron. And their sons also help run the smithy. And I always like that. They just contrast each other so perfectly.
I know, the Rathalos hide and the Raytheon. Yeah, I like that. It was a nice touch.
Yeah. Very nice. So,
next
person.
I'll take care of. I like this guy. He's crazy.
Okay.
The next person is the shipwright. Nobody knows what he is. He looks like a catfish, I swear. He has he has webbed hands and feet. I mean, completely webbed.
He's what's it from Zelda?
A Zora.
There you go. He's a Zora. It's perfect.
Nice. He's a Zora. Oh God. But yeah, and his beard kind of looks like whiskers on a catfish, so he looks like a catfish.
What do you mean, kind of?
Okay, he looks like a catfish.
He is a catfish.
So we don't really know what he is. Different race of Wyverian, I don't know. It's mentioned that he comes from a group of people who are very adept in the water, obviously. But it doesn't really say anything other than that. He was formerly a hunter. He hunted sea monsters on his own ship. And he used a hammer as his weapon of choice, which was a modified ship's anchor.
I mean,
pretty cool. But he was very badly injured when he was out hunting, and resulted in a huge scar running down his left arm and the loss of his right leg. which forced him into early retirement. That if you show the art for him, that random bit of armor on his right leg, that is not just there because Japanese designers love asymmetry.
No,
that
is
is a
prosthetics.
prosthetic. But now he works on building ships, and he mans the large cargo crane in Jumbo Village. And his former ship's crew are now his workers. And he also loves to arm wrestle. It was this was actually, I believe, was actually the start of the arm wrestling minigame in Monster Hunter.
That would make sense.
And I'm pretty sure he arm wrestles you with his right hand, which is the one that doesn't have the scar running down it. So I'm going to wager that his arm is so strong because he can't use his left one quite so much anymore.
Yo, you gotta switch back hands.
You would. Why don't you take the next one?
Alright. Wyverian lady.
She doesn't have a name as far as I know.
Nope, she's just a young Wyverian woman, friend of the chief's, wink wink, and she works for the Elder Dragon Observation Center in Dondruma. And her specialty is she can drink just about anybody under the table. And she's usually pictured with a giant sakazuki filled with sake.
A sakazuki is no, it is the saucer-like dishes that you usually see people drinking sake with. Yeah.
Okay, I thought the sakazuki would be
the gourd. The chief has that gourd that he drinks water out of when he's in the desert.
Yeah, because I was thinking more like towards Japanese mythology where you see like the onis.
Oh yes.
And they have that giant gourd.
Nope. This sakazuki is like the saucer-like thing. It is giant. It's bigger than her head. It's like half of her height. If she were to stand it on the end by her feet, it would be like up to her waist.
Drink up.
And there is actually an image in one of the art books. We'll see if we can find it. But it's her, and she's like sitting...
Oh, is it with the catfish?
Yes. It's her sitting
I know the one
on
you're
the
talking
bar with the giant sakazuke, and Patty, standing there at the bar, and she has the feline item seller there, and the shipwright are both passed out at the bar. I can easily see drinking a feline under the table because they're so small, but the freaking shipwright.
He's a fish. He drinks water. What the hell, man?
And he's a big guy too. He's not tiny.
Yes, he
you
is.
would think that he would be able to hold his liquor quite well, but dang.
She has special storage sacks.
God. That reminds me. Inkase. Inkase does her comics. You can find her on DeviantArt. Plug. But
Inkase, draw for us.
Inkase is awesome. We love you, Inko. But
yes.
In one of her latest things, she has the Jumbo Chief mentioning that Wyverians have larger livers than humans, and I was like, oh, so that's how the lady does it.
Well, that's probably how she doesn't die of alcohol poisoning so quickly.
Yeesh. Anyway, speaking of the Jumbo Chief, my favorite character in all the Monster Hunter universe. I love this guy.
Definitely the most eccentric
I
person.
love him. He is a middle-aged, quote-unquote, a Wyverian man with a very distinctive nose and ears. I like to refer to him as Mr. Awesome Schnoz.
Look, just because his head is like an isosceles triangle, I don't even think that's right, but I don't care. It's very interesting.
Yeah, somebody liked triangles when they were designing him.
What's the problem? Triangles are perfect.
He was formerly just a simple businessman, probably a traveling merchant since he always has that gigantic pot on his back with all of his stuff that he's carrying around. And he stepped forward to volunteer when nobody else wanted to help Jumbo Village. And he got a lot of flack because he was young for the job and very inexperienced, but no one else was willing to do it, so they had to give it to him. And the villagers really doubted him at first, but he won them over with his boundless enthusiasm. He is
very, very upbeat.
He is ridiculously enthusiastic.
He's like, hey, what's the problem? Oh, you got me, dude, it's cool. Let's do it again, yeah. And you're like, oh, okay, chief.
And he is very energetic. He's constantly running around the village with his clipboard and pen. which is one of the reasons why I love him. All of the other village chiefs in the series, they just kind of stand around and either give you dialogue or give you quests, right? But they don't really do anything. This guy, if you have something, if you need to talk to him, or if you have to turn in a quest to him, you have to go find him. Because he could be anywhere in the entire village, and you have to run around and find him, because he's running around taking care of business. Yeah.
I mean, his village is being reconstructed,
Yep.
so...
He's a very, very busy man.
It's a nice touch, because instead of, like, all the other village elders are usually laid back, everything's running on its own, there's nothing to do. Whereas he's like, I gotta do this, I got so much business to handle. It's a good touch.
Interesting thing that I noticed, which is only slightly related, but you know, when you go to talk to an NPC, they usually have like a little voice clip or a sound clip, and it's usually just like, you know, a weird
Like
a grunt or like a
something.
mumble or a hi if you're talking about the guild girls or something like that.
Ooh.
But he actually has 2 different strings of text, and they actually sound like speech.
Oh.
I'm going to assume it's Wyverian. It's not actually, you know, speech that you could understand if you spoke a language, you know, Japanese or something like that. It's not like that, but it's clearly supposed to be speech. And the guildmaster in Tanzia Port, the one that drinks quote-unquote coffee,
Yeah.
one of his speech patterns is the same as the Jumbo Chief's. It's
Oh.
the same words. It's not the same sound clip, but it is the same words. Which I thought was very interesting.
So they're both telling
Yeah,
you the
I'm
same
going
thing.
to assume it's some kind of greeting or whatever. But yeah, it's the same thing. I thought that was really cool. I first heard that and I was like, whoa, wait a minute, back up. Like, did you really just say the same thing the Jumbo Chief says? It's like, yeah. But anyway, at the end of Monster Hunter 2, the Jumbo Chief actually leaves Jumbo Village in the hands of the player. He basically says, here, you're chief now. I gotta go. And the guild sends him off into the wilds to found an entirely new village, which is shown in one of the cinematics, which is I love
great.
that cinematic.
It's just like he's walking along and then he sees a Rathalos.
Yes, in the jungle. It's
And-
it's like an
And
it's
he
like
just
an
chases
omen.
it. Yes, he just chases it, and then he slaps his stuff into the rock, and he says,
Yep,
"This is where I'm building."
Sticks his sword in the stone, just like the Kokoto chief did with his sword, and the hero of Jumbo did with their sword in the cave. And here is my town.
So
But
good.
apparently he has come back to Jumbo Village since then, because you can find him in the ending cinematic of Monster Hunter Portable 3rd.
Well, see, when your village leader doesn't come back into their game for so many years, they gotta send him back. So, yeah, it was really nice when you beat Amma, and then you just see him at the end. You're like, oh,
I know. Well, I just love that whole cinematic at the end of Monster Hunter Portable 3rd. It's such fan service.
that was like the best ending cinematic. I don't care what
It
anyone
was
says.
great. It has I think there's every single character in the Monster Hunter universe just crammed into that cinematic. It's great. Somehow.
Was Cha-Cha
Yeah, he was
there?
in there. You don't remember Cha-Cha in that
Oh, that's
one?
right.
Of course. With
That's
the mask.
right.
Yep.
Oh. Oh man.
Yep.
I'll have to
Yep.
play
All
that.
the chiefs are there in the hot springs, including Dondruma's
Oh.
great elder, of whom you
I don't even
only
know how.
see his knee.
He's
He has
He's
he
just
has
soaking his
his
feet.
toes in the water. And that's about all he can fit in there.
Feels good.
But yeah, all the chiefs are there. Jumbo Chief is there. Kokoto is there. Mogo Village, Pokke Village there. Neket's is actually there in the water too, sitting with the Pokke Village chief, and a whole bunch of others. But yeah, love it.
I'll probably have to play that cinematic at the end. So good. So, I can't think of any speculations on the top of my head for that.
What do you mean?
Like with Jumbo or anything like that, because usually I like to think there's some kind of other thing happening, but I can't think of anything with this. We kind of covered it pretty well. So, I guess we'll keep going back.
Yeah, next
we'll
episode we'll
cover-
do first gen, which would be
First
Kokota
gen.
Village in Minegard.
Yeah, it's Minecraft. I'm not even gonna try and be dumb about it.
Mina Garte, what? No.
Minaguarde.
Minegard. Nah.
Minecraft.
Yep, and then we will, if I can get Tanzia
those were the
Port
days.
finished, we will do Tanzia Port and Yukuma Village at the end.
Yukuma,
Yep.
my favorite.
And then hopefully we will start doing monster episodes.
Yes.
In time. You still need to get a Wii U.
In time. You still need to get a good
I need to
TV.
get a good capture card first.
That's
Yep.
both of us. So our Kickstarter is being redone now. We're still trying to raise the 25,000. It'd be nice if KC threw us a bone.
I don't think he's making enough to cover the cost of the website, is he?
Shh. I have to cut that now. No, I don't think we're dragging in too much money yet. It's okay.
In time.
In time, hopefully. It'd be nice. Patience, just like Animal Crossing, you just gotta wait.
You and your frickin' AC.
That is gonna be great when I have that set up, and you're gonna love it. But that's spoilers. I can't tell anyone else that. Shh. It's a surprise.
Anyway.
Anyway, so I guess I'm gonna pump this one out pretty quick. So we should be able to have the next episode probably within a week or two. Just get our notes
I
ready.
will do so.
And I'll try to get more sleep. I went into work so early
Poor
today.
Adele. Anyway.
I've been up since 4:45 yesterday morning. What do you want from me? Good old man. Anyway, so I'm
This is
Adele.
Rin.
And I guess we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
So long.